We'll see. See what happens.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
I don't know what's wrong. I'm in a mood today. I am in a mood today. And I didn't realize it until I left the house. So everything's good here on the property and everything. Well, sorta. I'll dive in. I had a meltdown. I'll dive into my meltdown that I had earlier this week. But I was in a good mood this morning, and I say good mood. I was in an okay mood. My wife's stressing out about her job and stuff, and I don't like when she's stressed out because, not that I stress out about it, but she, like, there's a fake wall. Like, when she's in work mode, it's like, no more cutesy stuff, no more, I love you, schmoopy, all that stuff. That is literally just, if she's in work mode, that literally just, it's a curtain. It's like an iron curtain, wall, iron curtain, whatever you want to call it, gets put up. And I'm like, I'm trying to make everything, not that she's yelling at me or anything. She's, I'll go in there and say, hey, do you need anything done? And I get this, if you're watching this on the YouTube video, like, I'm on a call, not now type deal. And then she's like, I'm sorry. She's like, I'm so stressed out. Not necessarily stressed out. She's angry because she spent a whole lot of the last couple months getting things done, and then they want everything fixed in like 4 days. We've all been there. If you've had any kind of corporate job or anything like that, we've all been there. Except for you. That one person I'm talking about. What's a corporate job? I just shovel shit all day. So I understand, what she's going through to an extent. So I try to stay out of her hair and, all that. So this morning, she came home late last night. By the time she got, ate dinner, had a glass of wine, and laid in bed, it was like 9:30 at night. And, everyone's up at, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning anyways, myself included. And, it's the end of the day for me. I've been out, working on the property and doing things and doing this type stuff. I don't have anyone breathing down my neck like she does. So by the time she gets home, I go, okay, I love you. And then I go to sleep, and then she watches TV, and she usually takes her 3 hours to unwind. And then the cycle starts again. We wake up together, she's home today. And that whole, she's still worried about the day before. So that whole iron curtain's up, and I was like, okay, I'll let her do her thing, let her do what she's got to do. And we make a grocery list. I was able to pin her down for 10, 15 minutes to go, okay, what do you want to eat this week? What do you want to do this weekend? That type stuff. And she's on, she's getting those, I want to call them Megatroids, but they're not Megatroids. What's the active ingredient in Wegovy? Or what's the other one? Monjuro or something like that. Semaglutides. There it is. Thank you out there. Someone yelled it. I heard you. And so she's on that. She's approved for it now. And not that she's a big girl. She's always just been, a little thicker than most women her age and her size. She's tall. She's 5'9.5". I mean, she carries it well. Let's put it that way. She carries it well. But doing horses and stuff, she's realizing that her job, doesn't allow her to be as physical, and she'd like to lose a little bit of weight, which is fine. That's all on her. I've never stressed anything about that. But so we're sitting there making our grocery list because she's going to be on this new semaglutide type, injections. I have to figure out what she needs to eat. A lot of fiber and all that to get things moving, I guess, is what they tell her. But so I get the grocery list and I leave, and I'm like, okay, I love you, bye. I'm not, I love you, bye. That's it. I'm not like, love you. I'm going grocery shopping. And then her day starts, and she's, involved in all that. And I get to the grocery store, and I don't know why. I'll sit there. I'll pull up in the parking lot, and I'll sit there, and I park way in the fucking back, not in the front. I'll park way in the back. That's where all the mischievous stuff happens. And I just kind of park the truck and I'll sit there for maybe about, I don't know, a good solid 5 minutes. That's a long time to just sit in your car for a minute. Engine's running. I always take my foot off the brake so people don't know, if my tail lights are on. So I always take my foot off the brake, put it in park, of course. And I'll sit there and I'll just kind of scope out the area, look around, because I don't want to jump out of the truck not paying attention and then have, a gang of hoodlums, give me your money, give me that truck, that type of stuff. So I always just sit there a minute and I kind of, be aware of my surroundings, which everyone should do a little bit. Slow down a little bit, people. Be aware of your surroundings. And I see a couple, mysterious couple in a car with their windows down, and he's got his head down and he's in the driver's seat. And if you're watching me on the video, this is all you see. And she's yelling at him. They're far enough away I can't hear them, but I can see them. And so they don't look like they're there to pick up Levi jeans on sale at Walmart. You know what I mean? And so I just sit there for a little bit and, all right, what's going on with these two? And I'm just kind of sitting there doing my 007 spy stuff, and I look at them and go, I don't know what you got going on, but I got to get going. I've been sitting here for a little bit. Turn the truck off, wallet, keys, phone. Get out of my car and kind of walk by their car. It's running. It's been running since I've been there. And so I don't know what they got going on. So I get inside the store. What pisses me off the most, here's where it started. You ready? Come here, Cloud. I'm going to punch you in the face. It clearly says on the front doors, entrance, these doors slide open. Exit, these doors slide open. Every fucking time some fucking moron is coming out the enter, and I literally and they got their shopping carts of food and stuff, and I literally I'm looking at the sign going, okay, well, I don't know if you know how to read, but that's not a good representation of our schooling system here in this local area. And they're on the phone or I don't know what they jib-jabbing or whatever. So I grab my shopping cart. And and there's always some lady in front of me who's on the phone. Today was an older lady, mid to late 60s. Let's say late 60s, like this. And she's got the phone. She's a full-time phone talker. Full-time phone talker because she's got the cell phone like this. And on the back of the cell phone, it's got that beautiful pocket book where she can keep money and her credit cards and stuff. So it's not just a cell phone. That's her whole entire purse. And she's sitting there like this, pushing a shopping cart and just jib-jabbing away. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you need to tell him, honey, that, this and that. And I'll be there on 3:30. I told you I'll pick your daughter up and whatever, and grandchild and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Not paying attention, clueless to the world. And I'm standing behind her in my shopping cart after I checked it, make sure all the four wheels roll. And when you walk into our Walmart, we have security gates. I don't know if all of them have them, but I think most of them are. When you get close to them, the gates go bloop. You walk in. As soon as those gates open and she walks in the store, she stops right in the goddamn middle of the... right where I can't go either way because the doors are going to close on me. Hey, lady, move forward. I got to get... they're going to crush me. I'm going to die. So I bumped her a little bit with my shopping cart, right in the butt. Just kind of, oh, I'm sorry. You stopped in the middle of the I-75. I'm sorry. You stopped right in the middle of the interstate. I didn't know there was a traffic light here. I didn't know there was, traffic's moving in. You need to continue moving. She stopped and she's got her phone and she spins around and looks at me and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. She realized what she did and then kind of gives me the left stink eye. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So that started my trip into Walmart. And I took a turn and I had to get melatonin because I need to sleep. And I'm going to take a quick little break and I'll tell you the couple, not a married couple, just one woman and another woman together somehow. I don't know. I'll explain who they are and what they look like and what I had to deal with them. I'm in a mood today. So stick around. I'll be right back. as you guys know, I go for a walk every morning now. I've done it every morning except for the Sunday before Labor Day. So this past Sunday, depending on what time of the day or year or week that you're listening to the show. Only because it was raining out. And the day before, I'll walk in the rain. A light rain, I'll go walk in. But the day before, I did my 4 miles. That Saturday before, I did my 4 miles. And then we were spreading mulch. We had to clear out our garden area, so we had the bush hog out there, and we're pulling and raking and shoveling and doing all this stuff, and my body was just completely shot. So I must have burned at least 3,600 calories. Leaves more room for these guys. But Sunday morning, I was like, I was coming down hard, and I was like, oh man, my ass hurts, my back, the middle of my back, my shoulders, and my crack were hurting. And I said, oh. And my wife goes, are you walking today? I go, would you be upset if I didn't walk? She's like, I don't give a shit what you do. You can do whatever you want. You're going to do it anyways. I said, I'm sore, babe. I said, I'm sore. I can't go for a walk. She's like, I understand. I'm sore too. So yesterday I was walking and I told you that it's a cul-de-sac. It used to be called a dead end, but now they're putting houses on it. So it magically appears to be a cul-de-sac. And they're digging and putting in wires at this one house at the very end of the street. They got houses in the front of the street, 5 or 6 houses. And then they're now putting, big span of land, and then they're putting houses in the back of the cul-de-sac. So there's a, gap there. So they're digging and putting power lines they're burying the cable for the houses in the back that they're building. And they got one almost completely done. They haven't started the other ones yet. So every day there's always someone showing up to do the house. The walls are up, the brick's up, the drywall's done. They just put the insulation in. They got the roof and the tile and all that, or the shingles and all that. That's all done. So you got like all the little detail work coming in. So as I'm walking today or yesterday, whatever I started the story with, it doesn't matter. A van, I can hear the van come up behind me because I'm not wearing headphones because my cat lost my Bluetooth headphones. So I got the radio or my phone in my hand. I'm listening to it. And I hear a van or a vehicle come up behind me slowly. And I just kind of always give them the friendly, hey, I'm not a creeper in the neighborhood. I always, if they're coming up from behind me, I always just stick my hand kind of up over my head. They'll fly by, and if they're coming towards me, I kind of stick my hand out like, hey, I recognize you. I live somewhere close to the street. I'm not a creeper. They don't care. They're construction guys, contractor guys. This one guy came by, flew by me, and I noticed, I don't know where I get this from. I know where I get it from, but I'm not going to get into details on that. He drove by me, and he had a service van, and one of the taillights were out. So he pulls up into the driveway of the house that's being built at the end of the cul-de-sac, dead end street. And I'm like, maybe I should tell him. Should I tell him? I always tell people. And just a little background, I worked for like a logistics trucking company, and I would hold the drivers responsible for taillights all the time. Walk around your truck, whether it be an 18-wheeler or a little box truck or whatever, always check your taillights. And this is way, way, way back in the day. And it just, for whatever reason, always stuck with me. And even like people in everyday life, if a friend or neighbor or someone comes over and they drive over and I look and see that, hey man, you got a little taillight out here. You don't want to get pulled over. I'm just looking out for you because they'll pull you over for dumb shit. So I walk down to the cul-de-sac and I make my loop. And he comes out a little porta potty there. And I'm like, oh God, here's my chance. What are you going to do? What are you going to say to this guy? Comes out young kid, maybe 28 years old, young kid. How you doing, sir? And he's in an HVAC truck. So I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing HVAC stuff. I said, good morning, man. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. And, kind of, nods his head and walks down the driveway to the house where his van's parked. I said, hey man, just to let you know, your passenger side taillight's out. He spun around and was like, huh? I'm like, yeah, your passenger side taillight's out. Your brake light. Oh, man, thank you. And then I went continue my walk, and he went in to do whatever. I'm at an age now where I think that's awkward for me to say that. Because if I was his similar age, he would be like, hey, man, cool, thanks for looking out. Type, thumbs up for watching this on the YouTube video. But now I'm older, and there's easily 25 years, if not 20 years, between our ages. Does he look at me going, mind your own business, old man? Mind your own business. This is my vehicle. This is, But he was a nice kid. He was like going, oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Didn't know it. And that's, one thing you don't want to have. But I just, the older I get, the stuff I used to do as a younger kid, I've been just realizing that, God, that's so weird now. It's just so weird. So I don't know if you've ever told someone that they've got a taillight out. It's not that it's a pet peeve of mine. It's just one of those things. If I can help the community be a little bit better, if I can help our social environment be a little bit better, just by pointing out, hey, man, you got a taillight out, maybe the world will be a better place. Just do one little thing. But back to me being in a mood and snarling at everyone today. I did not feel like being nice today. When I say nice, not that I was being mean or anything. I just did not feel like being conversational. I did not feel like putting on a smiley face. A lot of people out there are like, that's my everyday. But this today, went by the woman, walked into Walmart. She stopped in the middle of I-4 or whatever interstate, major interstate. She stopped right in the middle of it, and I'm, get out of the way. Go, move. Don't just stop there. You're not the only one on this fucking planet. So one thing I had to buy today, because of my wife getting semi-glutides and stuff, is they say that because of the way the medicine works, you might get a little, quote-unquote, backed up. So make sure you eat a lot of fiber. Now, I eat fiber. I say eat fiber. Like I'm sitting there eating a bag of hay and shredded wheats. I put Metamucil in my shake. I don't have my shake up here, or not my shake, my sippy cup. I'll put half a tablespoon in mine, but you got to stir it up because it turns to almost like jelly. Like that powder, when it gets wet, it turns into like the little, soft gelatin BBs type thing. So you got to drink it fast or stir it up and keep it moving. My wife's been doing shakes, protein shakes and whatnot. Are those ants? Those are ants on the screen. And she's getting to do the semi-glutides, and one of the things they say, of course, with fiber and stuff, she's like, I got to eat more fiber. I said, let's put some of that Metamucil in your drink, in your smoothie in the morning. That'll help you out. Oh, yeah. Can you get me one? Sure. Love to help you out. Love to do that for you, babe. So after I deal with the lady who, she's the only one on the planet on the phone, there's all these little sugar ants right here. I don't know how or why they're up there. I make my trip down the not cosmetic, the pharmacy aisles. There's always 4 or 5 clueless people over the age of 60 going, or 70 going, what am I getting? What is this? Well, I ran into 2 of them today. I knew exactly where I was going. I was going to the fiber aisle, the Benefiber and Metamucil and X-Lax and all those fiber things. And there was a woman, white woman, probably 72 years old. Probably we were almost eye level, so she had to be 5'9" to 5'10", because my wife, me and her are almost eye level, and I'm 6'2", and she's skinny, and smoker's face. Nice haircut, nice little bob haircut, like she took care of it. It had like blonde and gray streaks in it, so she was taking pride in it, but her face is just as wrinkled as a fucking catcher's mitt. Smoked, just that skinny, drawn, gaunt face with just all the smoker's wrinkles and stuff. It's talking to this woman, black woman, older black woman. You ready for this one? Have you ever seen The Dark Crystal? What's the one lady who's got the one eye? You know who I'm talking about? The one who sees the future. I see the future. I forget what her name is. but she looked like that woman with a bandana on her head. And they're back and forth looking for something on this aisle. And I'm literally standing there on the outside of the aisle because they're on the inside of the aisle where I need to be. And I'm standing there on my shop cart and just, I'm looking and I'm trying to read the stuff. And they're bouncing. I say bouncing like they're young kids. They're slowly going in and out in front of my vision of where I'm actually looking at. And they can't find just this one item. I don't know what the fuck it is. And then they start talking, and the two of them, they're helping each other out. So I don't know if they're together, if she's the hospice or nurse. She was dressed in plain clothes, jeans and a t-shirt. And the Dark Crystal lady was looking for something, and she's on like one of those canes with the 4 prongs on the bottom of it, to hold her up because she can't use a normal cane because it'll slip out and I'm dead. And they're looking for something, and I can hear them. Oh, it's a clear bottle. It's a glass clear bottle, and I don't see it. I'm looking over, and she's looking over here. I don't, what, honey? I'll look over here. White woman talking to a black woman. They both sound the same, talking to each other because they're both got a Carolina Southern Southern drawl, and they're back and forth. And I'm like sitting there going, and I'm like doing this, and we have a YouTube video over on. For This Is 50, so check us out. And I'm doing this, trying to not get involved with whatever they're looking for. Because I know if I say something, I'm going to get wrapped up in this shit. And I'm in a mood. I don't want to be. And she turns, the lady from the Dark Crystal turns and looks at me. Olga, I think his name. I don't know. I could be messing that up. She looks at me and she's like, I'm sorry, can you see? And I go, I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you right now. And she's like in my face. I'm sorry. Am I in your way, honey, darling? Can you see? What are you looking for? Because I'm looking for, and she starts rattling off my brain, my mind goes, doo. I don't hear anything. And I just, doo. I don't have my headphones in. I don't have my radio playing. I'm just sitting there absorbing this atmosphere that I'm stuck in. And I'm looking at all the different Metamucils. I'm like, oh, man, there's orange. I'm looking for non-flavored. There's some with sugar in it. Oh, she doesn't want sugar. So I'm looking at that one, looking at this one, comparing the two. The white woman goes, I think I see it up on the top shelf. Now, of course, the Dark Crystal lady is only like 5'2". And the other woman's 5'9". She's like, I'm going to get my shopping cart and step on the shopping cart and reach up there and get the bottle. So she goes over there, and I go, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get dragged into this. I'm going to get dragged into this transaction. Steps on the shopping cart. Shopping cart does a little wheelie. I can't get it because on the top shelf, if you ever been to like Walmart, the piece shelf is what I call it. The piece, single pieces. There's 2 clear bottles, glass bottles. Now, if you know what they're looking for. There's only one thing in the laxative aisle that comes in a clear glass bottle. And it's too far back. She can't reach it. So Olga, the Dark Crystal lady, turns to me and goes, sir? Yeah, and I was polite. I looked at her and go, yes, ma'am. She's like, can you reach that thing up there in the glass bottle? And I go, sure. Pushed all my worries and the things I'm worried about off to the side. And I walk up and I go, and I knew what she wanted. And I poured into the wrong thing. I go, this? No. The 2 bottles that are pushed back even further, those clear glass bottles. I point to someone else. This? No, the 2. Now she's mad at me. I'm sitting here, but I did it to myself because I just wanted to twist it. You should not be out in public. I go, oh, this right here, and I grab the bottle off the top shelf, and I look at it, and I go, oh, magnesium citrate. Is that what you're looking for? No, that's it. God, Donna, bless your heart. We found it. Donna, we found it. Donna, get over here. And then they started talking about, you ever had a colonoscopy? And I go, Metamucil in my cart, trying to get out of this aisle, and another lady's come down this aisle. I'm like going, can I back up out of here? Can I get away from these 3 people as quickly as possible? So I get out in the main aisle, and I'm like, get me the fuck away from these people, because I'm getting drawn into their. And I hear, well, my husband just had it the other day, and I hear, it's fading in the distance, and he's all blocked up and blah, 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 he has to poop, and that'll clear you out. So I'm walking away from him. Oh, I know. I am. I'm in a mood. Let's see. I'll when we come back, I'm looking at my list of all the stuff I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to figure out how to work this in. I posted something or commented on someone's Facebook feed, picture, profile, whatever, and I believe it's all in how you read it. And you put the subtext in, and I got into a shitstorm. I got into a shitstorm with these girls, women, bitches. I'm gonna say bitches because they're dumb. On Facebook, just because I said one little thing. And I'll dive into that when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. This past Monday was Labor Day weekend. Snuck up on me. Not that, because I'm basically in my fortress of solitude here in the studio. And my only communication to the outside world is through Facebook, which we do have our very own Facebook page. So make sure you search us out. That This is 50 Show on Facebook. If you're listening to us now, the icon, the 50 with the spray paint on it, yep, that's us. We also have a YouTube channel, and we're getting ahead of steam there. Picked up another. We got one more subscriber. No, I'm kidding. There's a bunch of subscribers over there. It's the passive and aggressive people that listen to the show. We have more aggressive people listening to the show, more passive people watching the show. If that makes any sense. But we appreciate all of you. Like I said, this is my therapy. This is where I release and stuff. And I'll get into my breakdown because my wife and I literally had a conversation about, something's not right with you. And I'm like, no shit. Get out of my way, lady. Get out of my way. So for Labor Day weekend, because I do a show on Monday, I do a horse show. If look in the background, I do that one there in the middle. On Monday, it's a great show. If you're someone who loves equines, you should check that out. But so usually Saturday we'll work out in the yard. Like I said, we mulched and did all that stuff, and I smoked some ribs this Saturday because Sunday I don't want to do anything. Sunday I literally sit in my big nice leather massaging theater chair and watch movies and play video games all day on Sunday. It's the only day I can sit there and completely decompress. So Saturday, my wife said, well, what are we going to do for Labor Day? I said, well, we can smoke ribs on the grill, and I'll make my famous baked beans. She's like, that sounds great. So I said, okay, but I don't want to do the slab of ribs because I always tend to dry those out, and then I'll get the small, are they St. Louis styles, the smaller ones? I'm not sure. You have spare ribs, and then you have ribs, both pork, So I got a slab of each. Oh, let me tell you this story. So I'm at the checkout, and I scan the big slab because the big slab, I don't know if it is this time of year or whatever. Normally a nice big slab, I'm talking, as long as my arm here, slab of ribs, full length ribs, 5-6 inches long, slab of ribs goes for $20-some-odd. They had them at Walmart for $13. I said, God, these seem cheap. I might as well go ahead and get something good. When I say something good, I'll get that plus the spare ribs, the short little ones, the St. Louis style, where they're only like 4 or 5 inches, long, still as long as my arm here. Now, I've been going to this Walmart for many, many years. I know exactly when they bring in new items something has changed. This is not the normal spare ribs. It's not the Smithfields. This is something else. Smithfield free-range ribs, if that's a thing. And I'm like, oh, these are new. I'll get these. And it says $15 on it. So great. I got 2 slabs of rib under $30. We're going to have a party. Get to the register. and the smaller one, the $15 one, doesn't scan. So the girl on her phone at the register, I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but I just want to tell you this little story. She's looking up the ribs on her little whatever Walmart smartphone they have, and she finds it on the internet, and she's typing in the code. It doesn't ring up. She's typing in the code, and then it gives her on her phone a barcode for them to scan at the register. So she scans the barcode of the exact ribs. I can see it on her phone. I can see it, whatever, how many pounds, whatever. She scans it. It rings up. You ready for this? $4.67. Yes, I got $15 ribs for $4.67. So again, I'm now under $20 for 2 slabs of ribs. So I don't know. It was just like yes, I'm cheating the system. I'm getting away with it. But what I like to have smoked chicken. Normally I'll do a whole bird. My wife hates smoked chicken. I don't know why. It's good. For me, it's good. I was raised at Sonny's Barbecue. Big long backstory there. So I get the split breasts with the rib meat. All the bones are in there like that. And I said, well, I'm putting it on the grill. The grill's ready to go. It's smoking. It's ready. It's ready for the meat to take on the meat. And I said, do you want me to do, should I put the chicken on first or should I put the chicken on later? And my wife goes, no, chicken's thicker. It'll take longer to cook. And I said, I don't know. We haven't done this in a while. And I'm at the point where I'm exhausted already. I'm like, fine. I'll just take my words for it. Not like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll just listen to her. I'm in my mind going, God, it's been a while since I've done both at the same time. Maybe she remembers something I don't want. And I didn't question her, and I went along with it. So I put the chicken on the top rack, ribs down below, and I got the smoker off the side. None of them are sitting over direct heat or any kind of heat. The heat's always off to the side. And we got one of those digital thermometers. You stick it in there and beep, beep, beep. So we do the yard work and everything, and every 30 minutes I'll go and check on it. Temperature's good. I got to throw some more wood chips on the little smoker box, and keep going from there. And when it was all said and done, I lifted the lid up, and my chicken was dark. It was because of the rub and stuff. It was a lot of all the peppers from our garden. We dried them out, and I put them in one of those Ninja blender things, and I put my dried up peppers, habaneros, jalapenos, and chilies, and some banana peppers, all dried up, nice and crisp and crunchy, and put that on the chicken, and it made a nice crust. You're not a flamethrower hit them. And she's like, oh, I hope I didn't ruin them by telling you to put them on. But I said, babe, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I know, but you really were looking forward to the babe, it'll be fine. It's only chicken. So we go down, sit down, and eat and stuff. And I've made my beans and my special blend of beans with everything on it. And I take my fork and I go into the chicken and I pull it. And when you see a dried chicken, you know exactly what it looks like. And this is, white chicken breast. And I picked at it and pulled it off. She's like, is it dry? I go, yeah, it's a little dry, but don't worry. I've got this big sopping pile of baked beans, my own special baked beans, and I duck the chicken in. I know everyone's starving now. Shut up. Shut up. And for whatever reason, those baked beans always rehydrate that chicken. So she's like, oh, I feel bad. I'm like, no, babe, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's good. Don't worry about it. That's the least of your worries. Why are you worried about it? She's like, I know, but I told you to put it on before, and I didn't think that they cooked them. Babe, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We'll be okay. So when it's late at night, I'm waiting for my wife to come home from work when she's working off campus. When I say off campus, this is the campus. Our house. We sit on 22 some odd acres here. And she has to go into the office 3 days a week, and then she can work from home 2 days a week. It's weird. I still don't understand it. And because I don't have any social contacts with anyone, like physical, like I have no one. Nobody that I know calls me and just to say how you doing. Nobody does that. That's okay. It's all right. I did it to myself. I know exactly where I stand in the relationship of the world and the people that I know. So I kind of go through like I'm going through my timeline, and there was one picture of this woman who has the most blue eye piercing eyes. You know what I'm talking about? And she's an older woman, but her eyes are just, I'm sure she gets, oh my God, I love your eyes. You know, those type people. Oh my God, your eyes are so blue. If you're looking at mine, I'm going to get real close to the camera here. I've got blue eyes too, and depending on the weather and stuff, sometimes they'll go blue, sometimes they go green. But the picture that she has, if you're scrolling through Facebook, I'm doing the video here. If you're scrolling through Facebook and you see the picture that she had on her profile, it would not scare you because of who she is. It just scares you because of the way she took the picture. And the way she took the picture was like this. Let's see if I can recreate it here on the... Hold on. I'm trying to find a good place here. Hold on. Like this. Side view. And smile. And just off to the side in the frame. So you've got the square, your time feed. Her head and everything takes up the one side of the frame, and it's kind of like she was really, really close to the screen. And her hair is just the typical woman mullet, someone who's 60 years old, salt and pepper hair, woman mullet. It's got the Farrah Fawcett on top, and it just kind of billows over the ears and then billows down on her shoulders. Not that it's a bad haircut. It's just, you have the haircut of, what you went to school with, and that's what you stick with. And as I'm sitting there scrolling, this picture of her, the profile picture, with her piercing blue eyes, I just kind of went, oh! Like I was scared. It jumped up. It bounced right off the screen on my phone, and here I am, I've got to wear these, my little reader glasses now, and I'm sitting there and I go, oh, shit! I kind of chuckled to myself, and I said, this picture scared the shit out of me. And that's all I said. Huh? Hello? Hello? Oh. So I'm like, where's that voice coming from? It's from my watch. Oh, for fuck's sake. So anyways, scared the shit out of me. So I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I typed in, this picture scared the shit out of me. Ha, 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 ha. Or something like that. I don't think I put the ha, ha, ha in there. I said, picture scared. Oh, my God. Ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. How could you, what is wrong with you? Why are you saying something you should not, who do you think you are? And, all this, and you should be judging and stuff. She's a beautiful person. And I'm like going, whoa, 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 whoa. People, I never said anything about her looks. I just said the picture scared the shit out of me. They didn't like this. Oh my God. And you know what's funny? The person who posted the picture didn't say a goddamn thing. All of her friends were defending her. They were all like, I don't fucking care. Whatever he said. All of her friends were like, she's a beautiful person inside and out. I'm like, I'm sure she is. And, why would you say something like this? You shouldn't say. And I'm like going, hey, look, I said, you're the one that's putting the negative narrative on whatever I said. Because all I said was, whoa, this picture scared the shit out of me. Well, you shouldn't say anything like that's a negative thing. And I said, and I actually tried to explain it to one of these fucking cottage cheese fucking mental retard. I'm sorry, I'm using it. Social retard person. And I said, look, and I explained just like I spoke to you. I said, her picture came up on a weird post or a weird thread on my timeline. It caught me off guard. I literally jumped for a second because of her piercing blue eyes, there's nothing wrong with it. She has piercing blue eyes, and she's just very normal, white-looking woman with Farrah Fawcett salt and pepper hair. And, well, now you're trying to backpedal. No, I'm not, you fucking ignorant shit. You guys are putting the narrative that this is a negative thing. You did this. And the last person I said, you know what, you need to, we're back and forth. I said, you need to do some of your own internal investigation and actually go back and read what I actually said. Well, you probably like Trump and all this. I'm like, oh, now we're bringing politics into this. And it's these girls that got like the short not pixie hair, the shaved head, but it's like grown out like some kind of after cancer, and they got like blue hair and green hair, and they got the nose ring because I'm for everyone, all these, and I'm like going, Jesus Christ. The woman again who posted the picture that I'm friends with on Facebook didn't say a goddamn thing. She's probably rolling and laughing going, look at my fucking retarded friends. Jesus Christ, I need to do my own personal inventory and get rid of these people, because granted, they were sticking up for me. Thank you very much. But I understood exactly what he said. Because it is a weird picture of me. I'm paraphrasing of what she's probably thinking in her head. It is a weird picture of me in the right-hand side corner, really, really close to the screen, with a smile and my Farrah Fawcett salt and pepper hair and my piercing blue eyes. Maybe it is a weird picture. I'd be scared too. She never took it down. But all of her friends, I had a thread going a mile. Ding, 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 ding. So, and I learned something a long time ago, working for a corporate office and stuff. You can't put your feelings into someone else's email as you're reading it. And these people who I was talking to or converging back and forth on Facebook, easily under 35 years old, never been in this experience before, this back and forth. And, backpedaling. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You fucking stupid ass. I had a meltdown. Yep, I had another one. And I'll dive into that when we come back. My wife helped me through it. And we're doing something about it. Well, I am. But I gotta, baby steps, right? Baby steps. All right, guys, stick around. I'll be right back. So I've been taking, no, I've been taking a melatonin at night, only because we ran out of the ibuprofen, the Advil PMs. We always get the knockoff ibuprofen, which I think is a funny word to say. It always sounds like you've got you just came from the dentist. Oh, and your lips are all numb. Ibuprofen. Are you trying to say something else? No, I'm trying to say ibuprofen. So my wife stopped and got at like CVS, 20 caplets, and they're like, I don't know, $40 or something. CVS is always overpriced. Fucking place. They sell 4 items and they've made their mark for the month because everything's so overpriced. So I bought melatonin, and we had melatonin, and I get we had the ones that you put under your tongue that dissolve, and I was taking 2 of those a night. Man, I mean, I heard about people doing like Ambien and stuff like that and having weird fucking dreams. It's been a while since I've taken a melatonin at night. And man, I had some weird fucking dreams. And there's a joke, I forget which comedian says. He goes, you know what I hate? I hate when people say, I'm going to tell you about a dream that I had last night. And the comedian continues and goes, you might as well just tell me, hey, I'm going to tell you a story about something that never happened. And so that always sticks in my mind. When someone ever tells me a dream that they had, I always go, this never happened. I don't know why I'm listening to this. But I do read, I do have a dream book. I had a dream about alligators, and you look through and you look for alligators. I had a dream I was floating, and you look through, it's a really cool thing to have because it kind of matches up. It's really neat to have. So you can interpret your dreams as far as what they mean and stuff. So if you're anyone that does any kind of self analysis of your dreams or just your normal stuff in general, I highly recommend you get one. Mine's the real small paperback one. It's kind of like a reference guide. You just look up the name, the item, the subject. It's just one word, and it gives you a breakdown of everything. It's kind of cool. But I'm laying there in bed, and I had a weird dream, and I woke up, and then I'm sitting there going, why are we not prosecuting people that steal stuff? Yeah, I know. Exactly, right? You see on the news, and I'm laying there in bed, trying to, collect myself and relax and go back to sleep. I'm sitting there going, they don't prosecute anyone for over or under $1,000 worth of theft. You see the bit mad rush on department stores, the mad rush on clothing stores, gangs and gangs of people, whether it be Chicago, whether it be Illinois, whether it be California, Texas. I think has got a couple. Maybe not Texas because they would shoot and kill first. And I'll get to that here in just one sec. Where all these mass people go in there and they steal and they just walk her out the door because there's nothing they can do. Oh, it's under $1,000. It's now a misdemeanor. Anything over that. And I said to myself, what's to say? Let me tell you the thought first. And then I did some research and I'm like going, well, this is why they don't do that. So I'm sitting there. I'm like going, and people are complaining about it. And I'm laying there in bed and I go, if they want this to stop, and the reason why they bumped it up to $950 or whatever it is on as far as it being a misdemeanor or felony is because inflation. It was $400 and something dollars. Was anything above that was a felony. Over $500 was a felony. Always heard that growing up as a kid. And now they've moved it up to $950, $975, depending on what state you live in. Anything under $1,000 is now still a misdemeanor, which it used to be anything above $500 was a felony. So inflation, they kind of moved it up, bumped it up. So everyone took that as they're not prosecuting anyone underneath $1,000 worth of what they call petty theft. Petty theft, my ass, that's a lot. That's a couple PlayStations, but no one blinks an eye, no one does anything. So I was like, in the same sense, in my melatonin stupor, trying to go back to bed, I go, well, what if I was to kill someone? What if I was to shoot someone, and applied those same principles to me shooting someone? Let me give you an example. I know you're like going, well, you're two different things. You're petty theft and you're killing someone. Yeah, hold on a sec. Hear me out. So when you steal something, when someone steals something from someone, you only look at the actual material, the actual item, and what that person's doing. You have stolen from this person, and you're gone. You're thinking that's the end of it. There's no other victims or anything. But there are. There's a lot of victims. There's the person that had to order the product. There's people that had to put it on the shelf. There's a lot of people that had to make the item. There's a lot of people that, rely on the sale of that item to maintain whatever, metrics and stuff that the store needs in order to survive. If the store does not survive, then I no longer have a job working for this place because the store cannot make a profit in order to pay me my salary or hourly rate. So, in the same sense, if I was to shoot someone, kill someone, kill, dead. Boom, bang, you're dead. And their personal value was under $1,000. Would I or should I, this is melatonin talking to me, would I or should I be charged for a felony? I'll go into it a little bit further. So myself, my wife, we all have insurance policies on us. We have, end of life and all that stuff. Even if we didn't have end of life, me physically, everything that I have here tied to my name, the house, the trucks, the vehicles, the land, credit cards, all that stuff is well over, I would hope so, well over $1,000. But think about someone who has absolutely nothing. And they're doing this. They're stealing. And they physically have no value to themselves. For example, if I shoot someone, not that I'm going to walk around like I'm the Terminator or something. How much are you worth? About $1,000. Can you make it $950? Bang. Not something like that. But in the same sense, if I kill someone whose physical life is not valued over $1,000, should I be charged with a felony? And then you say, well, he's got a family or she's got a family. There's a lot more people affected by you killing this person that's less than $1,000, who has absolutely nothing other than the clothes on his back and is trying to steal or do whatever or trying to get by in life. I understand that. But add those two things together. The petty theft that's under $1,000 affects so many people's lives. as to what if I was to kill someone whose actual physical number of value that they have on them is less than $1,000. Should I be punished the same way? No, you killed someone. I know I killed someone. I outside of that, the physical value of someone's life as to the value of something that you're stealing, that was my melatonin thought. That was it. And I don't have an answer for it. I know, of course, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. I mean, those are two things in the Ten Commandments, the golden rule, do as to others you would have do unto you, or whatever they said in my Sunday school class. So I just wanted to kind of balance that out. I mean, what is the difference if I'm stealing something that's less than $1,000 and I'm killing someone who's physically worth less than $1,000? And I don't believe this, by all means. I don't believe this, like, in my everyday life. I'm going to go out there and go, that guy's not worth anything. No, everyone's worth something to someone. But I was just like, well, what if? I mean, what if that we treated, killing someone under $1,000 the same way that we treated stealing something under $1,000? That's it. That's all I was going with that. Hopefully that makes a little sense. All right, I'm going to take a quick little break, and I'll come back and talk about my meltdown because I got a little long on that. All right, I'll be right back. This year is going to be a fun year. Really? We're already in September. You're saying now it's going to be a fun year? No, I mean, this year for Thanksgiving is going to be a fun year. My wife's nieces are coming up. A little background story on that. Her brother passed away too soon in his life, and he has 3 daughters. And they are, I'm not sure what their ages are now, but I mean, passed away, I think in 2000, let's see, when did he pass away? 2016, 17, somewhere around there. And he was barely 40 years old, if not 40 years old himself. So, the sister-in-law, my wife and the sister-in-law get along great, because of the fact that they still have, nieces. This is my brother's kids type deal. So every year since we've been up here, the nieces have come up and they've stayed here. And so a span of 10 years, they've been coming up. And of course, over the 10 years, some have graduated from high school. Some have gone on to college, or all of them have gone on to college. And now, 10 years in that span, one of them's gotten married. The other one's going to get her master's degree. The other one is starting her junior year, if not sophomore year in college. So they're busy. They're busy people. Now, my dad has moved in. This will be our, I think, 3rd Thanksgiving with my dad. First year was kind of like a little too soon for them to come up because they're still living their life, the niece's life, and the niece and the daughter or the sister-in-law would come up all at the same time. So that's 4 of them. And then the second year came by and we just weren't ready to have them and they weren't ready to come up here. Anyway, so here we are going into year number 3. My dad always said that, hey, is the reason that the nieces aren't coming up or her family's not coming up is because of me, is what he says to me. And I go, I don't know, Dad. I don't have those conversations. I'm not on their level. I don't communicate with them every day. That's between Amy, my wife, and her side of the family. And in retrospect, yes, they did say, it'd be kind of weird for us to come up and, your dad basically has the one side of the house and he's got his bathroom in there. So it's all like, hospice medical stuff in the bathroom and stuff. They didn't feel comfortable coming up. Now they're coming up. They said, we're coming up this year. Well, hell of high water. And so you've got the sister-in-law. You've got the youngest one who's a junior in college. You've got the one getting her master's degree and her boyfriend, her steady boyfriend. They've been together now for over a year, so I'll say a steady boyfriend. And the oldest one who's she's an attorney and she's been married. And you've got, her and her husband are coming up. So that's now 5 people coming up to the house. If my dad wasn't here, we'd have plenty of room for people to sleep in. But my dad takes up, a third of the house with all his stuff in the bathroom and all his bedroom. And he's kind of got, carte blanche of that side of the house. We do have a spare bedroom on that side of the house, but it's attached to his, full bath that's over there. And so on and so forth. So I was freaking out that my dad is going to have issues in his bathroom because he's 78 years old. His toilet seat's broken. He won't tell me that. I know it's broken. He won't tell me that's broken. He's got all those lift chairs, over the toilet. He's got all the stuff that someone who's 78 years old, to get in and out of the shower. It always smells like a hospital in his bathroom type deal. And so I was, stressing about that because I don't want my dad to worry about it, and I don't want people to judge me. I'll judge people all day long. I don't want people to judge me. You can judge me if you want. I don't care. But I don't want family to judge me. Fuck them. So I was like, Dad, you got to do this, get ready for this and all that stuff. And then here's another thing outside of that. So that's the first P on the hill. If you're watching this on the YouTube video, that thing right there has taken a dump on me. That's my AC unit. That's my split unit. It's a Pioneer split unit. It gets hot in this studio. We are on the second floor above our 3-car garage. I know, baller. It gets hot up here. So I've taken and gotten the portable AC unit that sits over there now. It has to stay off because it's just too loud. And it's not cooling this room off like it was when we had it downstairs in one of our bedrooms. It's just not, it's not cutting it. Now, granted, this room's smaller. I don't know why it's not doing it, so I'm getting frustrated with that. The third thing, the other P on the hill, and the mound's getting bigger, right? This computer that I'm talking to you on and at is about 12 years old. I have added video cards, I have added RAM, I've added memory, I've added all the stuff that this computer will actually allow me to do. So when I do these shows, I say these shows like they're little puppet shows. When I do the podcasts and everything, and I do several different podcasts for several different corporations, businesses, and people like that. When I go to recording them's fine, video's fine. When I go to edit them, it is so slow. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my computer, and all this is coming in my head and bouncing around, and I'm sitting here and thinking to myself, fuck. When we asked my dad to come up here, I thought he was on his last leg. I thought he was dying. I didn't want him to die alone. I didn't want him to die, at his brother's house or his sister's house, because they would just steal every single dollar from him and bleed him dry. He'd probably be dead by now if he was living with them. He's done so much better here. I hate to say I didn't think he would live this long, but I'm glad he did. So plans have changed as far as, getting things done and spending money here on the house and trying to keep everything up and running. I don't want to say that, we're waiting for that time, but we don't want to do anything because we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen in the next, 6 months, 3 months, a year down the road. We don't want to do anything, extravagant financially until we cross that bridge, the Rainbow Bridge. So I'm at a stalemate as far as, do I need to spend money to get my CPU up and running? Do I need to spend money on getting this AC unit replaced? Do I need to spend money on expanding the house to allow for another room? Do I need to put an addition onto the house for my dad to stay in? Kind of like a small apartment where we don't have to worry about him when we have guests and family that want to come up and they can't, because now when we have this Thanksgiving party or Thanksgiving, family get together, one of the nieces are going to have to rent a camper trailer. They can just drop it right on the back side of the property there. We got plenty of room here. We got 22 some odd acres. Plug it in, plug the sewage in, do all that stuff because we just don't have the room. And so I went into the house after working on one of the shows, and I'm editing and stuff, and everything was just at a gridlock on my computer. It froze up, and I had to restart and freeze up, and I was just like, ugh. And the AC, I was hot, and the computer was freezing up, and I was worried about my dad and doing all this stuff. So I went in the house and I said, I can't take it. I can't take it. My wife, who was sitting, I don't know, she was wrapping up work. It was like 6:30 at night. And, she's just doing all of her reports and stuff. And I went over and I just kind of lost it. I lost it. And I said, babe, I don't know what to do. Do we need to put my dad in a home? Do we need to get him? Does he need to get his own apartment? And I'm just like rattling off of this, all this stuff. Do I need to buy a new AC unit? But I can't afford a new AC unit because, we're worried about this. And what about my dad this? And we have to do this with that. And you got your nieces coming up and I don't have time to clean this and fix this. And we're not going to be able to do this. And I need a new AC unit upstairs because it's fucking hot as hell. And I know we're getting into the winter time. So I'm stressing about nothing because nothing's going to happen right now. And I was just going on and on. And she's like going, you need to chill the fuck out. I go, babe, I know. But these are the things that, when I have a couple of these, they start snowballing in my mind. And I just start, I got to get out of here. I'm having a panic attack. Something's not right. So, how do I fix all this? And she says to me, you need to let it go. Let it go. She's like, I'm not worried about anything. She's like, yes, the AC upstairs, meaning the studio, the AC needs to be fixed. You've got a temporary one up there. She's like, it'll work for now. When after the winter, comes and goes, we'll go from there. What do we need to do? What do we need to invest in? As far as your computer, she's like, I tried to buy you a couple laptops and stuff. And I go, I can't take a laptop. Laptops, I can only expand on them so much. I said, I need a new tower. She's like, okay, fine. Find one. We'll look at it. And then, we'll figure out how we're going to pay for it. As far as your dad and the family coming up, she's like, I would not let my family come up here if I did not feel comfortable with your dad being here. With, everything that's going on and him leaving the refrigerator fucking doors open and he's forgetting stuff left and right and can't pick up out there himself. And who knows what his bathroom physically looks like. I know it smells like, but she's like, if I didn't feel comfortable with them coming up, I wouldn't have had them come up. Everything's going to be fine. I said, okay. Sometimes you just need someone to talk you off the ledge. And before I walked back into, off the ledge and back into the window that I was getting ready to jump out of, she said to me, but I really do think that you need to go talk to someone. And I said, well, what do you mean talk to someone? She's like, every time you have one of these attacks, you refer it back to your dad. It starts with the AC and the computer and time and picking up the house and getting things ready. And it always reverts to the last thing on your list is always your dad. Now, my dad and I have never had a really good relationship. I thought with him moving in, it would resolve and stop or help and all that. No, still the same. Not that he's, yelling and screaming at me. He just shows no interest in me at all. I try to show interest in him. No, it's just not there. It's gone. He's a roommate is what he is. And so my wife was like, oh, you need to go talk to someone. So through her job, I'm hoping that they have some kind of counseling, we're already paying for, with insurance and stuff. Hopefully we're paying for it somewhere. They have some kind of counselor or someone like that I can go to and just talk about, tell me about your relationship with your father. You always see that in the movie and you're like, but this is exactly what's happening. And so I was just like, I know, babe, I will. Maybe this weekend is not a good time to talk to her because she's, on a deadline for Monday morning getting her work done. So that kind of I get kind of pushed to the side a little bit, which I understand. I already took that. I signed up for this job. I signed up to marry her, and I understand all the responsibilities that I have and what she has, and so I need to talk to someone. Hopefully covered under our insurance, right? All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's. Thank you for listening to me and letting bitch and complain and working through my therapy here. On that note, guys, okay, see you, bye.